these poor doctors with 7% interest on $200,000-$300,000 of loans. If you think about it, these loans are grown by $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 a year because of the extremely high interest rate. So these private refinance companies, they said, wow, we can pay off the government of their 6 or 7% loans, and we can re-lend them that money at 3 or 4 or 5%. We, as a private refinance company, we can still make money because the cost to borrow the money is cheap enough, where we can still borrow it cheap and re-lend it at 3 or 4 or 5%, and we can get the government out of the pocket of these people. Now, private refinances don't make sense for the vast majority of people sitting in this room, because if you can get some good juice out of repay right now with that subsidy, that's going to be a better option for your loans, assuming you have direct loans and you have a little bit of time left in training. Where a private refinance would make sense as a resident or fellow is if you have private loans that either have a really high interest rate, and when I say that, generally above 6 or 7% in a private loan, or sometimes I'll see some private loans where you run out of grace period, or they automatically get kicked into the normal repayment, and you got to pay $600, $800, $1,000 a month, and it's bleeding you dry when you're a resident with such a high monthly payment. So that would be a scenario, once again, where a private refinance does make sense as a resident or a fellow. There's a couple of lenders out there that they have special refinance programs for residents and fellows, where you only have to pay $100 per month while you're in your training years, and then they give you a short grace period after that to get your attending job before the real payment kicks in. The two most common lenders in the resident and fellow space are going to be SoFi and Laurel Road. I have a tremendous amount of people that have used them for student loan refinances. They're both great companies. If anyone thinks a private refinance may make sense, reach out to me individually. We can go through your situation and we can make sure it's the right thing. Because the last thing you want to do is have a chance to be eligible for public service loan forgiveness, which we'll talk more about in just a couple of minutes. The last thing you want to do is, take your loans that may be eligible for public service loan forgiveness and switch them away from the government. And once you do that, there's no chance you're going back to the government, and there's no chance you're going to be eligible for public service loan forgiveness.